All right, welcome on back here, cyber traders, or for those of us at least still here with us post-Thanksgiving here this Friday, November 24th, Black Friday. Happy Friday. Great to see you. Lawrence, Michael, Alex, Jeff, John, Steve, Mario, had Kathleen and Leda just before, and perhaps a few more of us just are students and members alike inside our live trading room. Great to see you there. Great to have a few of us back on social media as well, though, at Cyber Trading U if you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. Hey, folks, really quick, let me ask, how is everybody's Thanksgiving for Jeff, Lawrence, Michael, Alex, etc.? How is everybody's Thanksgiving? And let me ask, actually, I was going to send the poll before I started this meeting. I want to have a little fun. What is everybody's favorite course, meal, side dish, you name it, when it comes to Thanksgiving? Want to have a little fun to begin this Friday morning? What do you think, folks? What is your pick? For me, I'm a stuffing guy, but I'm also like a mashed sweet potato guy. But with the sweet potatoes, though, from Thanksgiving, just with my family, it would be made with like marshmallows, right? Marshmallow, sweet potato. Oh, that's the good stuff. So rutabaga from Kathleen. Jeff agrees with me on the stuffing. Lawrence with the apple pie. That's a great pick, Lawrence. That is a solid choice. Alex saying a little mashed gravy or mashed potatoes with gravy right there. Michael says mashed taters. Alex Poe saying bourbon sweet potatoes. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. Larry says pumpkin pie. Grant with the apple pie. Barbara going classic turkey, but smoked turkey and stuffing. Charles with pumpkin pie and George 10-4 on the sweet potatoes there with me. All right, perfect. Little fun to begin this Friday, folks. Now, really quick, before we even jump to what's on the screen here, PXMD, obviously markets are on a half day today. So markets will be closing at 1 p.m. Eastern. And with that, there's not as many people looking to trade today. And if there's not as many people looking to trade today, there's not going to be as much volume today. You know where I'm going with this. If there's not as much volume in the market, there's not going to be as much volatility. And for that, I don't think it's going to be as advantageous of a day compared to your run-of-the-mill Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday normally. So with that, we'll get to PXMD in just a moment. I got to just show this first, folks. We've had this up on our webpage over this past week. We've launched our Black Friday cyber sale just over this past week, extending all throughout the end of this month. So for a lot of our students here, like Grant, Jeff, Michael, Leda, Lawrence, etc., you folks know this already. So I'm mentioning this even more to our new students and new members, new audience members on social media joining us. If you're looking to join us inside our live trading room, this is the chance. Obviously, we do the week trial for $9. You could do that at any point. But coming up here up until the end of this month, we have our Cybergroup Plus 1-year membership on sale for $897, market value for $2,500 across the year. That includes all of the workshops that I do every week, the weekly Traders Talk workshops, including the recordings. And with that, obviously, you have the full service of our live trading room. But with that, though, we also have for our students like Jeff, Ravina, Leda, all of us otherwise. Well, obviously, we have our C2 Trader Summit. That's not just webcast version, but we're also doing a big promotion for the in-person, which we do every year. So, we just came off of that a few months back, and we had a great time. But, hey, we're doing that once again going into 2024. Fausto trying to make it even more extravagant. So, obviously, this time of the year, we're doing a big promotional sale for the Trader Summit. And on top of that, coaching. So for any of our students here that I've done one-on-one coaching with, you know the prices already, especially for Black Friday, where normally we do this promotion for $997. This one here, the 6-pack for $997. We shaved $200 off of it for this year. It's the lowest rate that we've ever done it. So if you're interested, make sure that you talk to your education advisor. We're also doing a discount for our platinum lifetime access here, lifetime access to the classes. That is included with that is coaching. But again, for all of our students, just go right to the link that we'll post in the trading room. It's simply cybertradinguniversity.com/black. Again, we'll post that in the chat board, though, for all of us here collectively. And with that, hey, take advantage of your sales. So, hey, with that, though, Kathleen saying I'm making her hungry. What, with Black Friday sales, Kath? I'm teasing. Obviously, with the Thanksgiving talk just before. Now, PXMD, at least here, this was a stock from Wednesday, and I had to reboot my computer actually this morning. I had it running overnight from the last couple of days, so I would have shown the move on Bookmap here that PXMD made back on Wednesday. But this morning in pre-market, trying to move back up a little bit prior to the 8 a.m. move. There wasn't much out there otherwise, so I added it to our list. I thought there was a chance that this could make a nice little move up. And it took a while, and it still hasn't really broken higher yet. But what we're looking to see here is, like, especially here at 112, a 99,000 share order just joined the bid. And that was just before the meeting started. I wrote that in the main chat board. We had a larger one here at first, 102, 72,000. And then the big one stepped in here for 99. Oh, no, this is the one I was thinking about here. 501,000 shares. Yeah, this has been out here all from the morning here since prior to 7:30. Either way, you want to see this ladder up and begin to just break higher. Seeing the ladder here is one thing, but it actually has to pop higher and make a move up towards this order first, flip that into support over time. And then perhaps, who knows, we might see this potentially make a move up closer towards 144 to 150, this range of resistance here. All right. So, hey, for right now, PXMD, absolutely going to put this on our watch list just to begin. Little water break in between. Actually, not as much talking today with the half day, but on until 10:30. Got a coaching till 11, then 11:30. So, got to stay hydrated. Now, with that, though, PXMD on our list already. Let me actually just show the move yesterday or from Wednesday, more from the regular chart, not as much the book map. But stock from Wednesday morning ended up breaking out really nicely. It was actually up big in pre-market even before this move. So it popped up higher, broke over $1 eventually, and then moved up towards 125, 130. So, hey, it was a great trade. You see a 25% move on a cheap stock like that. To me, that's a home run. I don't know about you, but, we see all these stocks up 300, 500, 1,000%. Who knows? You can't get greedy and expect that. So look what happened just, back maybe in the beginning of this month, mid-November. You could just see big pop and drop here. I don't know if this had a reverse stock split actually after that time. I don't really even recall that pop and drop actually. It looks like it opened up at like 650-ish, popped up to like damn near 10, then tanked all the way back down and closed much lower. So, history definitely repeats itself in that sense. What goes up will come back down. So definitely just be careful of PXMD. Make sure that this looks to make a higher high over time. So what we'll do really quick, just to kind of expedite time, PXMD was really one of the best trades from Wednesday before Thanksgiving, at least. Let's just go right from top to bottom, see what we could add to our watch list now. You got this IRBT stock. It's up big, actually top percent gainer as we're got the cheapies here, but really outside of the stocks below $1, this is your top percent gainer, number one. But with that, the order book is pretty scarce. It's a little bit more, not to say, it's not, it depends who you are, right? This could be more expensive, but either way, it's expensive for how thin it's trading. That's for sure. For how thin this order book is, this is really expensive. I would expect this out of like a small cap, cheap, like $5, $10 stock. I don't want to trade something like this if this is the price. ICLK. What do we think this is, folks? Really quick. Pardon me. I thought I did this, Barb. My apologies. Barb E., one of our longtime students, actually is basically in the greatest light, one of our longtime students here. She's my sidekick here. She has helped clean me up at least. And anytime I make any little tech issue, which is a rarity, Barb actually helps me out big time. So Barb, once again, appreciate you. And John before as well. But so Barb's chat just there. Now, should have the stock on ICLK, right? ICLK, you didn't miss much because I was talking about PXMD the whole time. Now, we missed out on the other one, IRBT. It's like a $38 stock, bad liquidity. We passed on it. That's all you missed. So for Barb, for Michael, for John, for Kath, George, Charles, all of us here, what do you think the news is out on this ICLK? You can see it now, right? So what's the news out on this stock? It's up 27%. It's trading 111,000 shares. It's like really flat looking. What do you think the news is? There's like a couple of assumptions we can make when it comes to trading, which we can't make many. It would be that icebergs are at like dollar whole number prices. And anytime you see something like this here in pre-market, Barb, Wendy, Michael, all saying buyout. Oh yeah. Why it would be really bad if I would be wrong on this news, right? I'd have a whole load of egg on my face if I was wrong here. But ICLK, iClick Interactive Asia Group, resume trading. They're being acquired for $4.08 a share, ADS. Either way, we're not going to trade this at this point. It's kind of once it makes the news, or once the news comes out, it'll make a big pop up. It'll flatten out from there, and that's it. MTC, we were hopeful for this to pop up higher after 8 o'clock. Obviously, never really happened. It didn't break a lower low per se, and it's up 27%. So perhaps more eyes can catch on to this once the market opens. I don't mind giving this a look and adding it again. Oh, geez, we missed out on this already. SPRC already made the Christmas tree. Geez, this thing popped and dropped back on Wednesday. I'll show this here pretty quickly. But obviously the same thing just happened once again just now. So we got a little time here. There we go. So this was even more so from pre-market, just from Wednesday morning. So even before what you see here, but once the market opened up, popped up, made a higher low and moved up higher. Nice move essentially from 750 up to 9. But the better move was seen in pre-market. When you look at the daily chart, and we were talking about this back on Wednesday, pop and drop, pop and drop, pop and drop. All these larger red candles are horrendous. Like, you don't want to get caught on that type of trade, especially when it repeats itself so frequent. So, it dropped off back on Wednesday. I actually forgot about it for a little while up until just looking at it here. And yeah, thing once again made the same exact move, went from like 8 to 1050, then back down to 850, almost a round trip. You got to be careful on it, right? I mean, just given the volatility, I actually don't mind adding this to our watch list. Again, notice how I say that. It's not the CTU, you must trade this stock or else list. It's the CTU watch list. So I'm going to add this because it's really volatile, but obviously we got to see this bounce back up. We got to see this begin to build higher lows over time, or it's going to completely crap the bed and drop. There was a trade back on Wednesday, as I'm forgetting this very briefly, but there was a stock on Wednesday that was essentially breaking all-time highs, and from there it ended up completely tanking. I think it was the stock SHOT, now that I remember it. Yeah, so when you talk about these small cap pop and drop stocks, look what happened to this thing back on, it was even Tuesday of this week, and Monday popped up pretty nicely, essentially from 3 and change up to 8. I think it came close to all-time highs. It touched it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it literally touched the all-time high right there at 750 and then came right back down. And look at where it is this morning, down another 9 to 10%. So that is where I'm telling you, watch out on a stock like SPRC. We're going to add this to our list because it's obviously very volatile. You got to see this begin to build support, though, from a higher low, perhaps even as high as like 882, 885 here, this peak that we had back from 1030 on Wednesday. So I'll be honest with you, we got 3 stocks on our list. Femi here, not even at this point. If it pops after 9:30, then we'll reconsider it. But moved at the close on Wednesday, pop and drop, and then once again, this looks like a more clear, rounded top pattern. I don't have much interest in this now at this point, but again, if it pops at 9:30, I guess we'll reconsider. But otherwise, not a whole lot that looks too tempting, even on our list, even on our watch list. Perhaps the MTC might be the best looker, just with that potentially building a rounded bottom that has good liquidity. I had Mara on the pre-market watch list. That was up like 2%. Like, I was like kind of hopeful for that to make a better move. So obviously didn't. Market didn't really go anywhere since. So I'll keep this on our side list now at this point, the Mara trade. Bell saying yes, I'm glad SPRC was up. I was in it from Wednesday. Ooh, Bell got out on that just now. Okay, Bell. She took her money and ran. There we go. So she was in it from Wednesday afternoon, had to sleep on it with Thanksgiving, obviously, yesterday. So a little nerve-wracking, I'm sure. And she caught a hell of an exit. That was a really clean trade, Bell. Very nice job. You know what? I always like to ask these questions. I probably asked Bell this at some point recently, but we always like to ask because we have new members joining us, right? So let me ask just, Bell, how long have you been with CTO as a student? As a member in our trading room, a student altogether, how long have you been with us here? 3 years. Okay. Bell has been a really good trader for a long time now. And I've noticed that just in the chat board. I'm sure our students have too, with at least just the exits more than anything, getting out before it ends up tanking, or at least on the right side of the trade before it ends up, reversing or pulling back. So Bell has been with us for about 3 years. It does go to show, though, the more that you're with us, the more screen time that you have, the more that you're entrenched in our curriculum, it is going to come to fruition. The ball will roll a lot easier. So yeah, getting back to like CLSK here, it's on our side list. Stocks like Mara, stocks like CLSK. I don't mind just kind of keeping to our B list for right now, the side list here. Oh, there's the SHOT trade down 9+%, like we said. All right, so let's hop over to the loser side now. So Rely, this was also one, I think, from Wednesday, pre-Thanksgiving, popped up pretty nicely from like essentially 90 cents really once it broke $1, flew up pretty well. But again, theme of the day, theme of like our trading room and what we focus on with the small cap stocks, at least, is big trees fall hard. What goes up will come back down. And once it ends up making lower highs and a lower low, You don't want to get stuck holding on. Look at the shot trade. Boiled down big. Sure, cold going up, that means. Yeah, I mean, not much else that's looking too tempting here from this loser side. And I mean, the market's not dumping off per se. So, yeah, if there's anything else looking good, folks, definitely type it in the chat board. Let me know. Got a couple on our side list that we'll reconsider, shortly after the opening bell, but not really too jumpy yet on Mara and CLSK. Again, if they pop, then we'll reconsider. But I'd rather focus on MTC to start. I'd rather focus on the PXMD to start. And, hey, if you're more of a level 4 or 5 trader here, even though it's shaking back down one more time, you got to see the order book fill in. You got to see higher lows. And we'd said, actually, may as well put the line there, roughly around that 886, 885 price, that last peak that we had prior to the afternoon on Wednesday. All right, folks. So, hey, let me know. Last call, up, down, left, right, more than 5%. Let me know if there's anything else looking good. Got a few of our students here inside YouTube today. Hey, I got Carol joining us here actually on YouTube, one of our longtime students. BGLC, cheap but moved up. That was from a bit earlier, so let me just take a look. There were actually a couple that were like really your top percent gainers. This one, like Carol said, this one is closer to the dollar threshold. So it's like, all right, I'll kind of look at it there in that regard. And with the trend that we got here, yeah, I guess this is where I'll kind of lean in and kind of make this the exception here for these stocks below $1. It still has like 20 cents to go to get up towards that dollar price, but beautiful trend. Obviously, it's up big. There could be more to come. I'm not normally a fan of trading the stocks below $1 because they normally don't make as concise of a move. So this definitely making the less expected of the two moves here. RJF here saying SPRC from before, and then Warren on shot had some, yeah. So those we all kind of covered already at this point. I just kind of went late to the YouTube chat there. I'm just looking at the SPY. I'm looking at my AMD. Going nowhere, folks. Going nowhere. So I'm going to take it easy here this morning. I would expect everyone else here too as well. If there's something that from our watch list first is looking really strong, then look to see if you could jump in after the first 5 minutes, set a damn tight stop like you always should. And, hey, at that point, if it works out, great. I'd say at like 10 o'clock even, expect for things to slow down. Expect for things to pull back, reverse, slow down around 10:30, a little earlier today. All right. You'll have myself on in the morning and then Rich inside our live trading room at least at 12 o'clock. We'll do, audio going into the market close for today at 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So folks, again, a couple housekeeping notes, just as always, we always like to say this. Make sure that you follow us on all of our social media streams and platforms at Cyber Trading U. Be a friend, tell a friend. Just make sure that you're followed and subscribed there. But otherwise, if you're interested in joining our live trading room, a couple of options for today and for the rest of November. But as always, scan that QR code if you're looking to join us for just a week-long trial. I'll tell you, your better value, though, at least going into the end of this month, will be from our Black Friday cyber sale, specifically the Cyber Group Plus membership. So we only offer this membership valued at $897 just throughout this time of the year for Black Friday, for the holiday season. It's going to go back up, obviously, heading into the end of this holiday season into January. So if you're interested, if you were interested, if you were fumbling on should I join, should I not, stop. Now is the time. Honestly, come on. You're not going to get a better rate than this. So make sure that you join us either way, including our students as well at our C2 Traders Summit. So our in-person Traders Summit that we do and host in Long Island, New York, normally every single year. We're going to be doing that once again, obviously in 2024 at a discounted rate, $1,397. And on top of that, obviously, we have the platinum discounted package as well, $3,500, normally going for $5,000. And then the coaching. So the coaching is $200 off this year. That's the first time we've ever offered it at that rate. So again, for our students at least, not even members on YouTube for that one, but for our students like Grant, Kathleen, Ravina, John, etc. If you were interested, if you're a student looking to reload on your coaching, obviously message myself or John Romano inside our live trading room. We'll make sure we get you signed up for it. But otherwise, folks, hey, we got 10 minutes to go until the open. Let me know if you have any questions on the Black Friday offerings up until the open. Otherwise, hey, save them until afterwards. We got a full hour at least here of trading in the market open, and then perhaps more. I mean, again, on a half day, I don't expect a whole lot to be out there after 10 o'clock, but, myself and Rich will be here in the chat. So if we see something, we'll say something for you. Please do the same. We'll talk to everybody soon, folks. Take care.